Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life.
Paws up, pet pals. Welcome to Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Yes, you can teach any dog and cat fun tricks. And our two special guests will prove it. Our first guest is the talented two-legger behind Positively Woof. It's Positively Woof. And our second guest is the creative force behind Cat Boss TV. So first up, let's give some pause and applause to a best-selling author, award-winning dog filmmaker, and, hey, he's a great guy, Larry K. Larry is the go-to guy on how to teach tricks to canines of any age. I love his latest book, which I am holding up right now, The Big Book of Tricks for the Best Dog Ever. He co-authored that with Chris Perdoni. I want to welcome to our show Larry and maybe Spider.
Hey, thank you, Arden, my dear friend. It's really great to be with you on your show. And yeah, we'll get an appearance from Spider in probably a little bit. I have distracted him with a bully stick right now, but he'll be
smart dude.
Yeah, he is too smart for my pay grade. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. Hey, thank you for that lovely introduction. And I think you'll be happy to know that the Dog Tricks book has now become the #1 best-selling dog tricks book on Amazon.
What?
And yeah, I know, really great.
I love it. And
really honored with how much attention's getting. Oh, what do you have tabbed there?
This is a trick, everyone. It's on page 208, which is the Hug Me trick, which you helped me teach my terrier mix, Kona.
Really?
So when I go to teach pet first aid or go to a behavior training class or yes, I've written a few books too, but not as cool as yours. Kona will do that. Can you tell everybody the Hug Me trick? Because that one is just it's a great icebreaker, and I love it.
Well, Spider really does this naturally, and we'll get him back in a little while to actually demo it. Basically, to have a dog hug you from behind. Yeah. Dog climbs on your back like a backpack. If you know about getting on a platform or putting your paws onto a perch, that's the building block for teaching Hug Me. Building blocks are really important. And one of the things I'm proud about in the book is that every single trick shows the building blocks on how you get there.
Yeah. There's a lot of illustrations, right?
Oh, yeah. Great photography by Mark Rogers, yeah. And Chris and Suhei Parandi, they're the best of the best. So it was really such a treat doing this with you. Okay, so Hug Me. First, teach a dog to put two paws up on a platform. And then you're transferring that skill, putting the two paws on a platform, to putting two paws on your shoulders. I like to start with the dog a bit higher than me. So it's really easy to lure the dog forward, and little by little, we're rewarding the dog for any movement toward the shoulders, then shaping it onto the shoulders, then shaping it onto a trick, then removing the lure with you pretend that you have a lure. We call that an air cookie, right? An air cookie, like an air guitar, and exactly, and then eventually shaping that into a hand signal or verbal cue, or simply a shrug of the shoulders, and naming it Hug Me.
And it works, folks, because Kona is my pet safety dog who helps me teach pet first aid and also is a certified therapy dog. And when she goes to a classroom and she does the Hug Me, we all thank you, Larry.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that trick is making a difference. It's a real crowd pleaser, isn't it?
It's so much better than teaching bang, bang, you're dead. What? Can we eliminate that trick? I do. You won the lottery and they faint. I do that, but.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so change it to that. But I think the Hug Me is going to just be the trick everyone should try to do, right?
Yeah, it's really good. assuming that your dog is safe to touch you.
Right.
And and has trimmed fingernails and isn't taking a chomp out of your neck.
Well, let's get into the world of Larry K. I met you several years ago, and we pop up at different conferences together, Global Expo and things like that. This man is multi-talented. His background, and this is what I think is kind of cool before we get into all his best-selling books, is the dude has a connection with the Pink Panther and the Muppets. You want to explain?
Yeah, my background was in children's media.
Nice.
And I did get to write for my alter ego, Kermit the Frog.
Do you have a good Kermit the Frog impression?
I do not. I'm really bad at that. I have a bad one.
Okay.
We're going to control some chaos here. It's, I think my Kermit the Frog is more like Ed Sullivan on helium. For those of you who don't know who Ed Sullivan was, he's the guy who in 1960 whatever introduced the Beatles to America.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
We reach all age groups on this show.
Good.
So your background in children and shows and
I wanted to branch out, and I ended up creating a DVD. Do you remember those things?
Unfortunately, yes.
A DVD to teach little kids, preschoolers, dog safety and dog care.
Oh, okay.
And so the way to do that would be with puppetry and comedy and animation and fun songs mixed in with documentary footage. And the DVD, which is now out of print, if you find a copy, good on you, is it's called Animal Wow. And it got picked up by PetSmart. It won all these awards. I wound up on the front page of the business section of the LA Times.
Nice.
And, it sold a couple of copies.
Oh, no. When he says a couple of copies, guys, it's a lot.
Well, let's put it this way, Arden. It never turned a profit. And financially, I and my investors did not do so well. And for a while, Arden, it was a wound for me. I had a hard time, with the shame that I took on. Yeah, I know. But listen, that's a story for another day. And I do talk about that in a new project that I'm working on creativity, because all creators will fail.
Yeah,
and
I think failure makes us stronger.
Amen. And it's, the question is what do we do with it? And I decided, even though that didn't succeed, I loved that dog thing. That was cool.
There you go.
Can I do more of that?
Oh, wow, for sure you can.
Yeah. So Arden, this has been the longest chapter of my career, and it's still going. I've been doing dog stuff now for 15 years.
I wonder what that is in dog years. I wonder if that is in dog years.
Right.
Well, that's what we're going to plunge into.
Okay.
We're speaking with Larry K. I want you all to go to positively.woof.com. It's POSITIVELY woof.com and learn more about Larry. But we're going to take a quick break. So everybody, you know the drill. Sit and stay. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. I'm your host, Arden Moore. We're gabbing with Larry K. He is a mega selling book author of all different kinds of books. The latest one is The Big Book of Tricks for the Best Dog Ever. He also has, I think it's about 2 million plus followers. Everybody jot this down. His Facebook page, Positively Woof. And you also do a show on Facebook Live. Is it called Dog Hugs? Is that it? Or is that?
Yeah, that was the pandemic pivot, Arden.
Yeah, okay. Tell us about that.
Yes, and you were a guest on the show. It was a great podcast that I did with the one and only Geraldine Chada, and who is really well known across the country.
Yes.
And
you did that during to fill a void, right?
We did. It was a pivot at first, and then it kind of sort of took off. So we we did 175 shows.
Oh, my
Ridiculous.
gosh.
I know. I mean, well, you know what it's like. You've done 1,075 shows.
But that was good. It got more people to know about Larry K. and your mission. And and this is what's also really important. This one gets my heart. Everyone, you got to check the guy out because he is really helping dogs in rescue shelters, you name it, be able to unleash their hidden talents and land forever homes. And you've been a speaker at many prominent groups, but let's talk about your mission to help dogs that need homes using, there's a term, I think you have it with dog tricks save lives.
Yeah, it's what I call a flip. I love to take a problem, Arden, and flip it around so that it contains its own solution.
Excellent.
Right? So with the case of shelter dogs, the prejudice is that shelter dogs are forever broken and bringing home a shelter dog is doomed to fail, right? That's a myth that demands a flip, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, all right. So let's go to the other extreme, right? Let's say that every shelter dog is an undiscovered movie star.
I like it. All right? You had me at bow wow.
So we change it from liability to asset.
Excellent.
Well, if every shelter dog is an undiscovered movie star, then that means that dog trainers are like talent scouts, searching for that spark of greatness that's going to get each dog the best kind of stardom, a loving home forever.
That's better than an Oscar.
Exactly.
Unless it's an Oscar Mayer wiener dog, then.
And it means that movie makers will film our dog rescue stars. So I love making films with shelter dogs.
Excellent.
And in fact, I met my dog, Spider, who's now an 8-year-old Australian cattle dog, on one of my film sets. He was the dog who didn't get adopted.
Aw.
And
he was waiting for you, Larry K.
Oh, baby. Yeah. And here he is today. And he
how many tricks does he know, maybe?
Well, he knows more than 50, and I know, he's doing well. And, I've slowed down on counting the tricks. He likes doing the same ones over and over again. He's kind of a star. He performs on live television.
Oh, yeah.
He's performed before hundreds in front of live audiences. And most importantly, Arden, he's a star in our neighborhood.
I like that. And your neighborhood is where?
In Sherman Oaks, California. It's part of Los Angeles. We live around the corner from an elementary school. And when I take them on a walk around the school, the kids on the playground come rushing to the fence. And at that point, Arden, I become invisible. And all they're going is, Spider, Spider, that's Spider, is that Spider, that's Spider. And so we do an impromptu performance and then bid the kids on their day unless we get chased away by the school principal first. And
well, you're not on the school grounds. You're on the other side.
We're on the other side of the fence, and we keep walking, but every day. And so they really look forward to seeing him, and it's such a treat. And sometimes the kids will talk about their own dogs, or they'll even ask a question if they're having a problem with their dog. And I try to help them, in a brief minute or two, helping them to solve, a problem that they're having. You
say that you have what's called Arf Power. Can you see what that stands for? ARF.
Yeah. A is for advocacy. And in particular, Arden, I love advocating on behalf of shelter dogs. That's my cause. Yeah. R is for readiness, which means training. Yep. And especially positive training.
Yes. I call it positive. But yeah.
Ah, very good. I'm not that clever. And F is for fun. Because don't dogs embody fun?
Absolutely. I think I'm really channeling my inner Labrador puppy dog most days.
Nice.
And I think that's a good thing to be, right?
Oh, heck yeah.
Like if you had to come back as a dog, what would you think your personality would be, or breed or whatever?
Great question. I think I'm more golden retriever.
Okay. All right.
Who was actually my first dog as a grown-up and who got me into this dog thing. Yeah. He was a used dog. That's what I call shelter dogs. They're just
I call shelter dogs shelter alums.
Oh, nice.
And we got about a minute left. Is there
Okay.
any chance Spider's done with his bully?
Come on, boo-boo. Hup. There we go.
All right. Tell us a little bit about this. Hey, Spider.
So, hey, buddy.
'cause
Well,
we're
he's
on
getting a
YouTube
treat
too.
right now. Yeah, so those of you on radio can clearly see that Spider is in position giving me a dog hug from the back, and he's loving getting treats. And if I put a treat to camera, we've got eye line to camera.
Oh,
That's
my
good.
gosh.
Yeah, I love making films with shelter dogs. Oh, I want to give a big shout out from my newest project,
Sure.
Canine Youth Alliance.
Canine Youth Alliance. Okay.
Yeah, it's an after-school program doing training and soon-to-be movie making with teenagers. Their slogan is kids helping dogs, helping kids.
And how do we find out more about that, Larry?
Yeah, letter K, number 9, youthalliance.org. Yeah.
We're definitely going to have you back when that's up and humming.
Oh, my
if you're
gosh,
good
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
And I am so happy that you have been a guest on our show. I don't know where the time goes. It goes by way, way too quickly. But everyone, check out Larry K, positivelyWolf.com. And Spider, I love you. Paws up, Spider. So
Thank
up
you,
next,
Arden.
we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to go to the cats and trick training with Trish Seifred. So everybody sit and stay. We'll be right back.
Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life.
Four-Legged Life.
Make sure to subscribe so you're up to date with all of our Four-Legged Life content.
Four-Legged Life. Four-Legged Life.